Okay, I think we start. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, my name is Guddai. I'm your careers tutor and community manager with Emilian. We're both part of Khan Academic team, and we're excited to support you. As your careers tutor, we'll help you plan your career and your non-technical skills. And also, we want you to ace your job search as well. And as community managers, we're here to create a space where you can connect with others and thrive. We're here to support your success and make sure you feel part of our community. We'll set up networking opportunities, Slack groups, events on Slack, and a chance for you all to connect with other trainees. So today is the start of week one challenge, and as you can see on the slide, today's topic is about preparing and updating your CV, which is basically we want you to develop. If you haven't developed your own CV yet, we want you to know the non-technical skills that require for you to prepare your CV. Even if you do have a CV, we want you to keep an eye on the things that are really important in the CV generating process. Now, on our first slide, what is a CV? A CV is a marketing piece. It should be highlighting your strong points like your education, professional experience, project, and skills and accomplishments. The purpose of a CV is basically to get an interview. That's why it's important to be clear about how you create value. Make whoever reads your CV view you uh, as a value to their cause. Now, by writing an effective CV, the goal is to ensure it satisfies two audiences. The first one is humans, and the second one is machines. As humans review your CV should be very clear, attractive, and informative. And when it comes to machines, your CV will be subject to automated scanning and by a variety of AIs or services. And we want your CV to perform well during these scanning. How long do you think it takes a recruiter to review your CV the first time? Maybe I can leave the floor to someone to leave a comment here. Maybe if you don't want to speak up, you can write it on the chat box. 10 seconds. That's good. 2 minutes. Okay. 3 to 5 minutes, I think. All right. It takes an average of 10 to 30 seconds to review a CV for the first time. The most significant part of the CV is the top half of the page. Um, this must give evidence of a good match. When a CV or a recruiter sees your CV, he will take 10 to 30 seconds average on the top part of your CV and decide whether you're a right fit to that company. Um, when we talk about CVs, we want to have a perspective of the employer. We want to demonstrate a value. How can you be valuable to that recruiter? Value means experience, accomplishments, skills, and education. Successful job seekers understand their unique combination of experience, accomplishments, skills, education, and articulate their value to respective employers. So your CV might be different from recruiter to recruiter. If you're applying to somewhere that's related to AI, then maybe prompt engineering, your CV should reflect on that. And if you're applying to somewhere maybe in management, then your CV should be um, aligned with that, right? So when it comes to CV components, the first is your contact information. That's your name, your email, phone number are very important. Your address is optional. Link to your portfolio pages, GitHub profile, Medium, and LinkedIn account. There's no need to include a photo. we preferably there should be no photo. Now, the next CV component is professional summary. This is a 50-word a brief description of yourself in relation of what the recruiter, what you can do, and concepts, tools you are very familiar with. With a 50-word summary, a recruiter will be able to easily see which career track you're on. With your 3 to 5 relevant keywords, you should speak to your employers. You should be at an intersection of what you are able to do, for example, HR, if you're able to do project management, ChatGPT, communication, and a blend with what trainees are familiar enough, what you are familiar enough to work with or speak about during an interview. You should mention that in your 50-word summary. And what another thing is what you want to do on your next job or the job you want to be interviewed on. And the third part is the CV should belong to a professional. You shouldn't phrase your 50-word summary as if you're a student. You should be already be believing that you are a professional and you're here to work. All right, the other part is technical skills. This helps recruiters skim through your CV and look for familiar keywords and technologies and platforms which are relevant to the track being applied for. You should include important acronyms and abbreviations. For example, for project planning, you can use Trello, Notion, Asana. For database, you can use Oracle, Access, MySQL, and etc. You should you should point out the eye-catching skills that you have, technical skills that you have. And the next one is work experience. This work experience should be very relevant. You can include internships and volunteer positions. Recruiters are interested in your achievements than your job descriptions. Mention the result of your work. For example, if you did X, Y, Z, how did it impact your team's milestone, and the company in general? Rather than mentioning well, the job that the position that you had previously, you should mention that after joining this company, I did this, and this brought this to the company, this impact to the company. And the next thing is, if it's relevant, you should mention how many clients you've served and how many team members you've managed if you're in a management position. The next part is education. You should include your education in reverse chronological order so that the first one they see is the latest education that you have. Your major and graduation date should be included, or expected graduation date if you're not graduated yet. Add your GPA if it's strong, or if the company requires you to put the GPA on your CV. Please don't include high school or primary education, and include relevant coursework or trainings with each of them respective completion dates. Now, optional things to include on CV components are, for example, license and certificates. Always list certificates on the CV in reverse chronological order. The last certificate that you had should be put on top. And for certification and license, your CV should include the full name and certification. Any common abbreviation can be included in a parenthesis. The issuing organization, the one that gave you the certification, the date, and the location, if that's applicable. Additional details or add-ons or links to that certificate should be included if they're applicable. Don't confuse professional certifications with honors or awards, and don't confuse certifications for short or small online courses. Online classes don't always mean skills or certifications. Sometimes after an online class, they might test you for a certification. That's a certification. But if you just maybe sometimes you might run into these trainings that don't necessarily give certification. If you don't have that certification, don't include it on your CV. The next optional component is projects. Include notable projects that you've carried out. Include a short description with links to the projects. Now, when we talk about the CV format, First impressions are very important. You should use professional, consistent styles. Punctuation is very important, and fonts are very important. CV real estate and page layout, the centering, lining up parts of the CV is very important, and utilize bullet points in order of importance. One or two pages at most is recommended CV standard. Now let's review and have a final CV checklist. Um, your CV has no photo. And name should be 100% consistent across your CV and LinkedIn and GitHub accounts. For example, if you, so I've noticed so many times that people put their full names on CVs, and when you go to their LinkedIn page, it's not the same. Maybe they use their grandfather, especially in on an Ethiopian context. We have it's very literal. For example, you have your own name, your father's name, and then next to that, your grandfather's name. When it comes to abroad positions, they might want you to include your grandfather's name and then your first your name and then your grandfather's name, and you can use your father's name as a middle name. But no matter what you use, it should be very consistent across every platform. And when you put links to your maybe LinkedIn, Medium, or GitHub on your CV, you should include a clickable link to your CV, no, to your LinkedIn or to your respective social media account. CV should be saved as PDF and named correctly. Your full name and then hyphen CV.pdf is the conventional way of saving your CV, for example. Ayomide Lawal hyphen CV.pdf. That's the correct way of writing your own, saving your own CV as PDF. If you've noticed, the A in Ayomide and the L in Lawal are capital, and the rest are small. There should be zero spelling mistakes. This is very important. This implies that you proofread it yourself at least twice and ask two of your friends to check it as well. If some recruiter is reading your CV and if they catch a spelling error or a grammatical error, this shows them that you haven't put much time on your preparation for your CV, and it will ultimately tell them that you're not really serious about the job. There are issues with formatting again, consistent font sizes, types, and spacing paragraphs is very important. You shouldn't use two types of fonts on your CV. It should be very consistent and very clear. This all implies that you've proofread it yourself at least once. Your experience, skills, and results are consistent and correlate with your actual experience. And you have to be clear and concise. Keep your CV to maximum of 2 pages. You shouldn't include no logos of previous places you've worked on, no background colors, no icons, and other graphics. Your CV should be uh, very black and white and very um, appealing and not appealing, but it should be easier for the recruiter to quickly read through your CV. You should use appropriate keywords matching the job posting. You'll learn this later on when you're applying to a job. You should learn about their job descriptions and basically correlate these jobs, these skills that they want in your CV. For example, if you have some experience in React or front-end experience, you should include if they want a React developer on for the job, then you should include your experience on React. All right. Before going to the challenge, maybe we can accept some comments and anything you want to say or anything you want to add here. I'll leave the floor to you.
Yeah, maybe if there's also any question you want to
Yeah.
ask before the chat document.
Yeah. Right. So on the chat section, Ashanafi Godana, for experience section, we are required to put relevant experience. What should we do in case we are students and don't have relevant experience? And that's the point. When you don't have any experience, you should plan on doing some projects on your own, and that could be considered as experience. For example, in your Kifiya training program, you have technical and non-technical skills that you will acquire, and you can use those skills in your CV so that you can tell people that you can do these skills.
Yeah, maybe adding on a point, you can also consider any practical experience that you have. It doesn't need to be a job or any contract. Anything that you have done practical that really reflects with the wherever you're submitting your CV or wherever you're applying, then it should also be in your CV. It doesn't need just to be an official job or an official appointment. Anything that you have skills with and you have done it practically, then that should also be your experience on your CV. Yeah. So if there's no any other question, maybe Vijay, you can allow me to go ahead with the careers
Yep.
challenge.
Yep. Emilian, thank you very much. Um, we'll present Emilian will present the challenge document next, and let's get into it.
Right, amazing. Thank you so much, Vijay.
Thank
I hope everyone is doing well. So here is the challenge. Yes, it's not different from what Bude has presented through the tutorial, through the slides. So it's just the same content. This will just entail what you have to do, how the exercise, what's the rubrics and everything. So starting here, as he said, this is week one exercise, careers exercise, and it's about preparing your CV. So we know you have CVs and we know you use your CV. So we just want to align and have your CV updated as we're starting this program. So this career exercise focuses on preparing a professional CV, and you're required to review and enhance your CVs, ensuring clarity, relevance, and proper formatting, as it has been talking in the slide. So this challenge, actually you can find it on 10x now, but we'll also share the link afterwards. So the type of content you're going to have the introduction, the exercise, the expected outcome, the team, of course, the key dates, the deliverables and tasks, then the due dates, tutorial schedule, feedback, marketing marking rubrics. So the introduction, maybe it's not that long. I can just go through it for you to catch maybe anything. So in today's competitive job market, a strong CV or curriculum vitae is important as it often provides the first opportunity to make an impression on potential employers, more than just a summary of your education background and work experience. A proper outline CV serves as a professional declaration of who you are, what you accomplished, your potential for a future success, and why you are the ideal candidate for the position. That's the purpose of your CV, like a proper CV. It speaks for you. It's your brand. It speaks where you're not, and a solid CV distinguishes you from the crowd, significant enhancing your employability by increasing your chances of being shortlisted for interviews and immediately securing your dream job. So essential section in a CV includes name, picture, contact details, professional summary, key skills, education, work experience, license and certifications, skills, awards, honors, and notable projects. The CV should normally fit into 1 to 2 pages. This is like a rule, a CV rule. You shouldn't. I think you've seen or you've come across the CVs that you have 7 page CVs, 8 page, 5 page, 4 page CV, and mostly they don't have the well format. Like you can find like name, mother's name, father's name, parents, single. Those are not this important. You whether you have a lot of experiences or anything, you should always try to make your CV in not more than 2 pages. So here within this document, you go ahead and read, as Uday has said in the slide. So every part of it is explained. How the name should be. The name, if you can read here, it should be clearly written out and written in an international standard format. It is advised to pick one format and stick with it throughout. The usual is first name, middle name, which is optional, last name. The last name is optional, so you may choose 2 or 3 names, but ensure this is consistent with your LinkedIn and GitHub. Spelled correctly across all shareable media and every other job application materials. We also recommend using the standard format of capitalizing only the first letter of each name. Thus, Trevor No, like Trevor No, avoid like being Trevor No like this or Trevor No. So you should always capitalize only the first name, only the first letter of your name. The contact detail here also entails how it should be, what should be details, the experience, relevant work experience should also be included. The education part here, you come and read and make sure you understand. And then license and certificates. There's also the skills part. With the license certificate, always list the certificates on a CV in a reverse chronological order. So for each certification and license that you list on your resume, including the following: the full name of the certificate, the issuing organization or state, the date you earned the certification, the location, if applicable or not implied by the issuer, then additional details or add-ons, if applicable to that as well. Don't confuse professional certifications with honors and awards. It's totally different. One more last point here on license certification: we should also consider, don't confuse certification in online courses, online classes. Don't always translate to skills and certification. So you go on and read here the expected outcome. We're expecting you to understand the purpose of a CV, understand the role of a CV, role that a CV plays in helping you to improve your ability and your employment. So as well as have an error-free CV. We want your CV to be an error-free, like a very good CV without errors, without any mistakes, well aligned, and a very good format. So here's the team: me, Emilian Hira, Kai's tutor, and Ravu Bude, and then Arun Shoma, the co-founder 10 Academy, making the team of careers. The key dates here: the submission date is going to be Tuesday, 3rd June 2025. And what you have to deliver here, the deliverables are, have like 2 tasks. The task number 1, you have to review your CV correctly. In this phase of the work, we will review your current CV against the checklist below. The contact, whether you included the necessary contact information, the clickable links, if maybe your GitHub or other links, the LinkedIn are clickable, name consistent, enhanced experience and content. We're going to see the targeted and relevant experience, proofreading for errors, if you have done your CV well without any grammatical errors or spelling errors. Then the formatting as well, we're going to be seeing the formatting, whether your CV is consistent font and size, consistent spacing, use of colors, the lengths, then the final touches as well, the file format, avoiding backgrounds, graphics, portfolio link, and the final check. Here we're going to see conduct the final look over to ensure there are no remaining errors and the layout is clean and organized. So the task number 2, improve your CV content. In this phase of your work, we will improve your CV content. You may choose to use the 10 Academy CV template, which is found here on this link, and then you can also look for other templates, but make sure you go with these guidelines of CV making. So ensure you also have a brief summary of your profile and your desired job write a 50-word brief description of yourself in relation to what you can do and concepts or tools you are familiar with. This serves as introduction to your CV, and it gives the employer or the recruiter an overview of your background as well as career aspirations. So this should be near the top, the first 50 words, as they said in the slides. We'll also be looking into that, which career track is being persuaded, the 3 to 5 relevant technology keywords, that the CV belongs to the professional, not a student. You should always make your CV sounds like a professional, not a student. Then the CV also understands that the employer are looking for the junior level employees. Going forward here on the document, the examples of summaries are, these are also the examples we provided here. If you want also to check on the other summaries, the 50-word summary, the first impression on your CV, like up there on the top of your CV. There's some examples here. You can also look for more examples here on this link. And going forward, due dates, we talk about that start June, this Tuesday, 11 p.m. East African time. The final submission is task 1, task 2, reviewing your CV, but also updating your CV. So what you have to submit is a PDF. I mean, a PDF, ICV, PDF, your CV literally. And of course, submission on 10x. The late course here, we understand that. Then the tutorial schedule is today, and then there is also marking rubrics. You can also read here what will be based on marking your work, and that will be it. So in case you have a question, you can raise a hand or write in the chat box, and we wrap up. Any question? There will be any addition? So I want to make sure like you really understand the document, so that okay, you can see the reactions. Seems like everything's fine. I can see in the chat box there are a lot of professional templates which have icons and other things handling on the internet. Is it not recommended to use it? Okay, thank you so much, Dexter. Okay, if it's not like it's not recommended, but you should always, whatever template you can use, should always make sure you follow the guidelines, like how this CV should look. So and avoid too much colors. Too much color is not really recommended. Yeah, so we'll be giving feedback on your CV. So just work on it, then we'll provide feedback, and very sure your CVs are gonna look nice. You are breaking up. Oh, Abel, am I clear now? I was breaking up. From Ashenafi, could you provide us with the example CV in the flow that relates to us and a template we could use? Yes, in the challenge document, you will find templates. There's a link to templates, and there's a link, of course, to example of some CVs. So we make sure that there is that link. Ashenafi, I think I've answered your question. From Abel, it's all good now. Okay, amazing. Any other question or any other addition before we wrap up? All right, so I guess we're good today. So I think we can wrap up. We will share the document later on Slack, but it's also accessible on 10x.
Yeah. Thank you
Is
very
there
much,
anything maybe,
Emilia.
yeah. Anything else maybe you want to add today?
I'm just trying to. I just want to say that if you have any questions, you can directly message me or Emilia on Slack, or you can ask your questions on your respective groups, and we'll be able to answer.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day and all the best for your
Thank you.
students.